The happiness in your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Quote by Marcus Aurelius. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, like always. I am 110% sure that you are. And if you aren't, we can feel bad sometimes, and that's okay. Just know that this will come to pass eventually. You know, today I had a pretty crappy day. Just having a headache and all these bad things. But it's okay. It's okay to feel these crappy days sometimes. We're human beings, we suffer. And that's alright. This quote that Marcus Aurelius is saying is basically, the better thoughts you have, the better ability you have to articulate your thoughts, be able to raise a thought and question if that thought is something you should be thinking or not, is a powerful skill, and a skill that we all should learn. And if you want to truly be happy in life, you have to gain that control back from your mind. You see, your mind and you can work together, but your mind is very logical. Your mind thinks on stuff at a biological level, and to be able to understand that your mind isn't always right. You are right, not your mind. You do what you want to do. You put the thoughts in your mind that you want to create in your mind. And by telling yourself, for me, a big one is like anxiety, or, feeling not worthy enough to talk to people, or feeling as though my words don't have enough value, or if somebody will judge me. All of these things, I subconsciously kept telling myself, I'm not good at talking to people. I don't know how to talk to people. When in my mind then takes that for the reality, and my mind then says, you really aren't good at talking to people. When you talk to this person, this happened, or that person, this happened, and your mind just starts to believe what you think. The things you put into your mind, it believes. You may not want to always feel as though you can't talk to people, but if that's all you put in the back of your mind, that is all that will ever happen to you. And it's until you shift that mindset, you shift a few of the words. Instead of, I don't know how to talk to people, you say, I am working on talking to people, or I will talk to this person, or my words do have value. Whatever I say does go into the universe, whether it's good or bad, and it is valuable. It has value, it has weight to it. But if I don't tell my mind this, it will never think that. My mind will just continue to go down this negative and negative path until something drastic happens to you, whether you go in a mental crisis, or you have to go into an insane asylum, or whatever the cases may be. Or you could live your whole entire life being a slave to your mind. Whatever thoughts happen in your mind, being a slave to that. Always being a slave to what others think. Always being a slave to what you think. And it's okay to have emotions. A lot of the time nowadays, you're like, well, let's be manly, let's not have emotions. Or you'll have too many emotions, or this or that. It gets really out of hand, and it gets hard to grasp what's right and wrong. But I feel like anything you ever do is right, and anything you ever don't do is wrong. So you get what you deserve type of thing. If you start putting in these good thoughts in your mind and you actually believe them, you will in turn feel these thoughts. But if you always put these negative thoughts in your mind and you feel them, because it's easier to feel a negative emotion than a positive emotion, because the negative emotion is a lot more acceptable to a human being for survival instincts. You see a saber-toothed tiger in the wild, you're like, I'm a little anxious right now. But you got to be able to fight that anxiety, and you got to kill this thing, or else you will die. You literally will die. And we have such money, we have a lot of luxuries in our world nowadays to where we can feel these things but not actually worry about dying. Not having to change our mind because we are able to survive. We're able to think these things and survive, and it's hard. It is very hard, but humans are adaptable. Humans change. Humans don't stay static. They have to change to evolve, to continue through generations, to continue reproducing and keeping the human species alive. We are the only species that has cognitive thought. The only species that will know we will eventually die someday. And that fear is constantly in the back of our mind. It's constantly making us think, am I good enough? Is what I'm doing actually matter in the center of this universe? Am I just being lazy? Is this all my life will ever add up to? It's because we have the ability to think. And if you use that ability to think in a good light, a positive light, you will in turn feel happiness. But happiness will come to pass. And it's not something to chase. Because if you always chase happiness, you will never get it. Being able to feel happy in this moment. I am feeling happy right now talking to you guys. Whether I know if I'm going to get a single view or not, it doesn't fucking matter. Because I am subconsciously talking to myself right now. And others can listen to it and hear what I am saying, but it's not to say what I am saying is true. Because everybody should always question everything. And understand that if you didn't think it was true, and it became true later on, that it's okay. You don't need to be hard on yourself. Whatever that limiting belief in your mind was, it's gone now. Because you have brought the awareness to where you were wrong and where you can improve. Instead of being scared and always cowering, you go towards the storm instead of away from the storm. Anyways, nonetheless, this quote is a good quote to think on, and we're all going on our own path, on our own journey, and we'll lose ourselves along the way, but then we'll come to find ourselves again. We'll lose ourselves again, and it's just gonna be this, endless loop until you constantly feel happiness, you constantly feel gratitude, you constantly feel all of these things, because you should be able to feel them right now. You are breathing, you are watching this video, you are amazing. You are a fucking thing in the universe that was meant to be here. Isn't that awesome? Even if you live a sad sack life, you were still meant to live that sad sack of a life. Anyways, nonetheless, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I enjoy these talks. If you want to share this with a friend and see if your friend will gain value out of some bald-headed motherfucker, then by all means do that. I appreciate it. I'm learning with you. Thank you.